Good afternoon, guys. What we're going to do this afternoon is take a look at some of our silver that we're going to be feeding our silver cell, and this will be the stock material that you'll be using to refine with. And mostly what we got here is just your average run-of-the-mill silver spoons. These was butter knife handles that went on a butter knife right here, and most of these are filled with plaster. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a hammer and beat that plaster out of there. You really don't want that to get involved in your processing stream because it causes you problems with filtration later on. And of course here we got some sterling silver coins. We've got some rings, just old jewelry. All types of just different pieces of miscellaneous silver, sterling silver I might add. This silver cell is not made for plated materials. If you try to run plated materials in this cell, you're going to be highly disappointed. This is only for sterling silver, which is 92%, or coin silver, which is 90%. And as you can see, we've tore a lot of stuff apart here. We've probably got, I've got close to 100 ounces here. Now the silver cell that you're going to be using will be processing 50 ounces at a time. And what I mean by that is that your solution will only process 50 ounces at a time. So once your solution is shot, you're going to have to make them, okay, I'm back, I'm sorry. Had to answer the phone. You know how it is with the phone ringing. Now where was I at? Oh yeah. Your cell can only process 50 ounces at a time before you're going to have to change your electrolyte out. Now that doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and process this whole 100-ounce lot and get it ready to go into the cell. But I would recommend starting with smaller lots first. A lot of people want to throw a lot of material into one lot. And if you have a problem with that lot, then you've messed up all 100 ounces of your material that you're going to have to recover. Now, if you run it in smaller increments, like 25-ounce lots, you can break it up into 4 lots, but you'll be able to control your processing a lot easier. And I hope that everybody can understand me because I'm from Alabama. Yes, let the joke start. And I've got this southern drawl thing going on, so sometimes people tell me I talk slow. Sometimes people tell me I talk fast. I just hope that you can understand everything that I'm saying. Now what we have here is a bar that somebody has melted of sterling silver, and it probably weighs 5, 6, 7 ounces. But what I really want to point out here is the thickness of this material. How thick, how big of a lump of this is. And when you're going to put this into nitric acid, these thinner materials, like these spoons and these real thin pieces of silver, they'll dissolve quick and easily. But these thicker pieces of material are going to take longer. And what we're going to have to do is apply some heat. Whenever you first put this in your pot to process it and you add your water to it, distilled water, I might add again, when you add your distilled water to it and then you add your nitric to it, this stuff is going to take off like a rocket. And the reason being is because it's so thin and has so much surface area for the acids to attack. Whereas this thick bar doesn't have as much surface area and it's thicker. When we first put this in nitric acid to dissolve everything, we're not going to have to add any heat. The chemical reaction itself is going to generate enough heat that it's going to dissolve all these small pieces right here fairly quick because they're just so thin. But when you get to some thicker pieces, this here is pretty thick material, it's going to take a little bit longer. So the first thing we're going to do is add our nitric acid, and the heat that's generated from the chemical reaction will pretty much dissolve all of this material. But the thicker stuff that's left, we're going to have to apply heat with a hot plate later on, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Another thick sterling silver coin. I got all this material from a client of mine, real good client I might add, and I've decided to make this silver cell video because I've had so many people contact me about doing their own sterling silver. But as you know, there's not much information out there on the internet on how to do this, and the information you find a lot of times is just downright wrong. If you're buying, you know, proprietary information from Shore, and y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, go Google their name. They make several products for refining. Most of those are what I call science projects. I've been in this business for a number of years, and I found out what works and what don't work, and I have perfected these systems. That's the reason that I'm making this available to the public, is because truthfully, I'm just tired of seeing people out there lying to y'all. People are getting ripped off. Be an informed consumer. Don't allow other people to tell you what you have or what's in your material. You should know these things before you send this to people. And when you don't know these things and you send this to people, you're at the mercy of other people to tell you how much precious metals is in your material.